that is not the best. Yeah, that's better. I want to say happy Memorial Day to all my viewers and future viewers of this channel. I want to say thank you for the 9 subscribers I do have. I know it's a small channel, but let's say you have to start somewhere, and I am more on the education for this channel than publicity of making money on viewers or sponsors, which I don't have any. I always say it would be already in here and stuff. But mostly just happy Memorial Day, everybody. I am going to start redoing some of the videos for Certified Welding Inspector, as I have talked to SI Certs, and they have updated their system for the new questions. They are more on the random. I'm going to restart on B before doing A and C. I still have to contact the American Welding Society if you're how I did on B, because I don't have a clue, which I have to retake anyway, as even if I pass that one, C and A have not gone too well. And it's mostly a memory thing, and they redid the questions last time, as I was very confident and all on these, and then all of a sudden they just threw out a bunch of brand new questions that I'd never seen before. So now I would say they're probably closer to 700 700 questions they can ask you out of 165 they send you. So it's really more challenging. And some of the questions that I have sent and talked about with SI Certs are now in their programs. So I'm trying to help them as well. As the last time I took a test, there was more with triangulation on the math. There was more questions on very specific items more than general. So just trying to get better and better. And don't get me wrong, trying to know 700 questions and only getting 600, only getting 165 questions to do everything. Not the easiest task. And even through the reading of the SI Certs, and I know Atlas does it. There's a place in Texas that has seminars that do the same thing. It's not always about memorizing 700 plus questions. They're not going to ask you to do the impossible. It's all about picking up the little idiocies through it and knowing exactly what they're asking through just a few key phrase words. So it's almost like speed reading when you pick up those real itty bitty little pieces to put it all together. And it is a challenge. Don't get me wrong. This, again, when they say this is the hardest series of tests compared to the bar exam, they're not joking. I've seen bits and pieces of the bar exam. It is very challenging too. So when I talk to people that are nurses, doctors, psychiatrists, all these people in their high-end degrees, and they say it's harder than this, I said, yes. You save people lives. The people's lives you save wouldn't be saved without having a building to hold them into a spec to save their lives. So inspecting a building, whether it is carpentry, framing, steel erection, welding, electrical, all those inspectors are designed so that way your job can be done. Because what would be a building without having an inspector to make sure that it's safe through any of these other inspectors that are around? Each one has its duties. And that's why we come to you, because we know these buildings are safe, so you can diagnose our problems. And, you know, it is what it is. The only downside is that we wish we would get paid like a doctor or a lawyer, making those 6+ figures a year. And those doctors, they do get those 6 figures a year. Welding inspectors can get those 6 figures a year. But a doctor can get that after all their training and having that one piece of paper up on their wall. Welding inspectors got to take over 6-7 years to get it. Generally. Some can get it faster, depending upon the market you're in. I think the Post Falls area, the Spokane area, they were going to start me at close to 70 a year, which is really good in that area. No offense, but I am not a racist. I'm a statist. I'm not big on Californians. Not big on New Yorks, Illinois. So yeah, we all have our bad spots. I've met some really cool Californians. I've met some cool New Yorkers, but as a whole, it's not a place I would ever live in. Because I know exactly how my temper and how I react to things. It wouldn't be good for me. But in a year and a half, 2 years, I plan on making a trip to California to go meet up with a couple of guys I used to work with that actually are in Idaho. Gonna go to a couple Dodgers games, get messed up. But also my kids will be older and more independent than they are now. So the wife doesn't have to be so stressed out and worried about everything. Hence the timing of me going out that way. And, you know, it's vacation. The wife gets her vacations. I'm taking my vacations. But that's how we want to do things. Anybody who watches my channel knows you do you, I do me. I have a very loving wife, very loving children. And that's how we like to do it. But again, happy Memorial Day. I will be coming out with more stuff. And I guess an achievement on my end, I do play Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I know it's a nerd game. But I prefer to be more of a geek. So I do role-playing games too with Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to be... The wife and I get our stuff set up. I have one of my best friends, his wife, both of his stepchildren that he has taken into his own. So that's 4 people. My wife, I might have to bring in my necromancer build. That's a level 5 in. And me being a dungeon master and a player till we get over to 7 to 8 people for Dragonlance, which under the name itself is pretty much all dragons. I have more characters coming that for people to play with. It's going to be more under a Dragonborn motif. So if any of you guys that watch my channel are in Indianapolis and its surrounding areas, please feel free to hit me up. And if you want to try D&D, for me, my wife got me into it, but I already played Magic, so I was already partially there. But we're going to be throwing in Tiamat, the blue ice dragon, the black dragon, gold, red, all the colors under the sun. I'm going to try to bring in Niv Mizzet. Of course, we're going to have Tiamat's ghost in there, or the vision of Tiamat, which is what Dragonborn was set up under. I'm going to be throwing in curveballs. We're pretty much looking at 1 day a month, but it's going to be upwards of 10 to 12 hour session. Everybody brings food, and we're going to set it where people bring in food that are themed to D&D. And yes, D&D does have a cookbook. So I already have the Dragonlance book. I have Fizban's Book of Dragons. I'm still missing one more that kind of fills in the gap. Because I'm throwing in curveballs. You get a certain level, there's going to be a curveball in there. Because each session is going to be upwards of 2 dragons you're fighting at a time. And when you go through one level and it takes 3 to 4 hours to go through, just through the sessions that I have been through out in Lewiston, it takes a while. Sometimes you're going through 3 sessions to level up. And each session is about 2 hours. And it's all about what the Dragon Master sets everything up as. I feel that if you defeat a blue dragon, you're going to level up because it's a flying dragon on the edge of a town. But if you defeat a red dragon that just got off a fight, now you're not going to get it a level up just because you defeated a red dragon that was already exhausted. But that has its quirks too that I'm putting in. The wife knows about it. The other 5, 6 people, 4 people don't. But I'm throwing in baby dragons, adult dragons, legendary high-powered dragons. And I'm looking at a year and a half campaign. Hence, only once a month. So we're going to give this one heck of a hit. And with my imagination, how to do things, the wife knows that I'm going to be completely out there. I'm going to be spending upwards of $1,000, $2,000 on the plastic pieces. I'm going to order them because the stores here are, they had a dragon with a rider on it. The rider was already painted black. I was like, I could turn that into the Lich King's dragon. That would be fun. Because if you know D&D, the Lich King is like one of the highest powered people for death and manipulation and bringing things back. So that I could have a Lich King dragon. And of course, the dragon would be dead, hence a black dragon. And just drill holes into the wings to show that decay. But as that goes out, I'll put that out there too, so that way you guys kind of get an idea of what it's like in my world. Because 18 days, I go get my family out of Idaho. So I will not have anything going on except for fixing up my house over there, getting it to sell, doing a yard sale, having a little goodbye party with my family over there, and getting everything loaded up onto a truck and having it shipped out this way, as well as us driving out this way. So I'm doing my best to get a couple more in video-wise before moving out there. So hopefully next 2 more videos in the next 12 days or so. Hopefully get one in next weekend or the weekend after, as I'm still working with Ferguson Construction out of Greenfield, Indiana. We're gonna see, tomorrow is kind of a training video day. I don't think it's gonna take 8 hours. Then we're gonna go to Wednesday. Will be out at Subaru, where I haven't seen the blueprints yet. But something about taking the X bracing off the wall, moving a piece, and re-putting up, cutting and re-putting up the bracing. I've asked 2 managers, and neither one of them have. One has seen it, but I believe he saw it, but it was brief. And the other one said he hadn't seen it yet. He just got a description of what we're going to be doing. But I'm waiting on my welding test results. I just know we all there's 4 of us, vertical and overhead. We all passed our visuals. So we're just waiting to hear if we all passed our actual bend tests. As it wasn't root and face, it was side bends. So we'll just see. Well, anyway, you guys, if you see this after Memorial Day, I hope you guys have had a great day. Take it easy. I'm going to take a shower. I'm meeting up with some family out in Danville. Some cousins, some uncles. They're all in-lawed. I have no actual bloodline out here. They're all out in Idaho and Washington. My closest bloodline is 9 hours south. North of me. I believe it's north of me here. I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was that far. So you guys take it easy. Take care. Next time you see me, I'll have all this here cut, trimmed up, shaved, all clean shaved. I'm going to go see a barber that's about 10 minutes from here. Unfortunately, a shave and a haircut isn't 2 bits anymore. And if you guys know what 2 bits are, throw it in the comments. I want to see what you guys think. You guys take care. Happy Memorial Day. And toodaloo.